audio or video recording or streaming is strictly prohibited. However, flash photography is allowed. We thank you. Who's gonna feel their shoe? Who's gonna stand that tall? Who's gonna play the awkward and the wabash?
We're winners.
Where the good smell comes from.
Oh, no. Oh.
Yeah, that's me, Gage. What?
I was gonna say, good to know I'm 13 inches wide.
That's boobies with it, though. That's
No, my belly's touching it.
And this is Aly. Quit digging in my ass, Aly. See you later. Bye.
And this is our YouTube channel.
Welcome to this week's video. Before we get started, if you're new here or maybe you haven't done it yet, subscribe and like the video because it helps us out a lot. Is that good?
Yep.
This is like our fifth taking this.
Yeah.
We're like a day behind, and yeah. So we're just gonna get right into it.
Okay, so last weekend was the 4th of July and we somehow went all out. We did not plan to, but we celebrated for 3 days straight.
Yeah, and so in America, 4th of July is like a big ordeal. And we normally don't do anything too crazy, but this year we did something on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So on Friday we went to a town nearby us and there was food trucks and vendors and stuff. And at the food trucks, they didn't have many options, but I got some nachos and Aly got some basic chicken salad. And it was pretty good.
And they did a fireworks show out in a field, and we didn't plan this. We just got right in front of where they shot off the fireworks, and we had probably the best view of fireworks that we had.
Yeah,
ever.
well, probably the best view we've ever had of fireworks. Yeah. And it was just great because it was out in the middle of nowhere. There was
completely dark.
Completely dark. There was no light pollution or anything, so it was great. And then the next night, we went to a town the opposite direction of us.
The town where our quail house is in.
Yeah, the town that the quail house is in. And we, what did we do? We listened
to a concert.
Yeah, we went to a concert. We tried to go to some food trucks, but they didn't have any good options.
It was mostly like sweet stuff, like funnel cakes and...
Yeah, and so we ended up going to this Japanese restaurant down there, which is really good, that we did not know about. Which I don't think we have any footage of that. But we did... What else did we do? What else?
That was all that night.
Well, we watched fireworks after the concert. And we didn't really have the best view at that one because we decided that we wanted to be close to the car because there was a lot of people.
And we had already saw fireworks that were awesome the night before, so it wasn't like a big deal.
Yeah, so we sat next to the car, that way we could get out of there. We still seen some fireworks, but it was over a building, and yeah.
Then, the next morning after that, we woke up with no plan at all. And Gage's mom had tagged us in something on Facebook. Some floating cabins came up that morning that you could rent for the 4th of July, and we decided to go.
Yeah, we just woke up, we booked this cabin last minute.
Welcome to our floating cabin. So come into our bedroom.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I'm filming on my phone, so hopefully it's not bad quality.
You can come out of the bed, into the kitchen. It's a little bathroom over here.
And a lot. Oh my goodness, I about fell over from the waves. Little simple bathroom here.
The little kitchen, got a little fridge, breakfast, sink, television, a little bench area, living room, and then we have another. It's called porch.
Yeah, balcony kind of thing. Right on the water. And there, look at all these, I've already showed you this, but look at all these freaking, what's it called? What are they called? Bugs?
Mayflies.
Mayflies. So they're gonna be shooting fireworks right over there behind that building, and so that's what we got tonight.
VIP views.
Yeah, got that little booth. Come here and look at these bugs. Look at all the bugs. It's all good. This always happens around water this time of year. But, yeah, right on the lake. And we drove like 2 hours to it, and it turned out to be really cool.
It was awesome.
Yeah, they had all kinds of stuff going on. So we got the cabin, and then my mom actually has a camper at a campground there, and so we went over there, we grilled out, and I burnt hot dogs. I don't know why they decided to give me the job of hot dogs, but I cooked hot dogs on an open fire and I burnt them really bad.
Really bad.
Yeah, and it was just a disaster cooking because we ran out of gas in the camper.
Yeah.
Everything. So we had to cook everything on a fire, and yeah, it was awful. What?
Before that, you forgot to mention your mom took us out on the boat.
Oh yeah, we went out on the boat, and I didn't bring any swim trunks, so I just went in my boxers.
Yeah, so Gage jumped in the water in his boxers.
Yeah. Are you filming me?
Yeah.
I'm in my undies still. But it was fun. It felt so good. It was.
So it was really hot out.
Yeah, it was really hot, and the water was pretty warm, and it was great. After we got done eating, we come back to the floating cabin, and there was these bugs all over the place, and they're called. We found out they were called mayflies, and
There were like 1,000 on just our cabin, and then my mom's
there was like
cabin was even
tens
worse.
of thousands, and there were so many mayflies. And they were
In
over
our
everything.
cabin.
Yeah, they got in the cabin, on the cabin, and then we're sitting there waiting for fireworks.
It was like getting dark.
Yeah, and these things started swarming everywhere. Like, I guess they go out at night, but they started swarming all over the place. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was kind of scary actually.
Yeah, it was scary. I've never seen that many bugs in my life.
No, and me and my little brother had like sparklers, and I think they were attracted to them.
Yeah. I don't know what was going on, but they were crazy. We lit sparklers, and yeah, they were all over the place. And then after all the mayflies went away, the fireworks started going off, and this honestly was probably the best fireworks show
Ever.
It lasted longer than both fireworks shows we seen that weekend combined.
It was like 35 minutes. We were sitting there watching, and I was thinking, okay, this is the finale. Okay, this is the finale. Just like over and over again. They were so long and so good.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And they were just put on by the marina.
Yeah, it wasn't no city putting them on. It wasn't nothing. It was just this little marina, and I guess they put all their money together and bought a bunch of fireworks, and it was awesome. And it was right there on the water. We had a good view, and it was just great. It lasted forever.
Almost too long.
Yeah.
But they were awesome. I guess that was pretty much all of our 4th of July weekend.
Yeah, that was it.
It was fun filled. We had not really any plans, and
No.
it just turned out awesome.
we had a whole weekend full of stuff. So then we come back home the next day, and we decided to go buy some stuff for the house because, you know, I wanted to work on the house. And we went to this town. I called this town.
Like the next town over.
Yeah, the next town over, and they said they had the supplies. So we live in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I don't think we've mentioned that.
Yeah, we kind of live in the middle of nowhere. And so it's a big ordeal to go to town. And so we drove down there, and then when I got there, they didn't have anything.
Even though we had just called like 20 minutes before.
Yeah, and which sucks because the next town that has like a store for us to buy stuff is like 30-40 minutes away, and it's the opposite direction.
Yeah, so we already drove 20 minutes this way, and then we had to drive 40 minutes the other way.
Yeah, so, but luckily they had everything we needed, but I kind of messed up. I thought I could get everything in the back of my truck, and there was just no way.
What you were thinking.
Yeah, I don't even know why we didn't film this, but
I think we were too stressed to film.
Yeah, we was too stressed. So I ended up having to call somebody. They had to go and borrow a 16-foot trailer and bring it all the way down there for us to load all the material up. About cost.
Because Gage thought that we were going to get 16-foot deck boards in the back of his truck and 12-foot, like, what is it called? Siding? in
It's
the back
like
of his
lap
truck, too?
siding, like hardy lap siding. And
that
I was gonna get 85 of those.
Yeah, I couldn't even pick them up, and he was thinking that we were going to be able to pick them up and load them in the truck.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. I wish we'd have filmed this because it was so stressful. But they saved the day. Somebody brought a 16-foot trailer.
The guys at Lowe's helped load it.
Yeah, they helped load it. We got everything up here, and then the next day is when we brought it, and we still didn't film anything.
Oh, no, I didn't.
We didn't film unloading it, and this was like hours of work. Like, I don't know what I was thinking, but we needed the stuff, and I wish I would have just got them to deliver it. But it was hours and hours of unloading this stuff, and they're cement fiber boards, so they're really heavy, and it was just awful. I don't know what was going on.
One thing that we did do on that trip was we got the paint for the outside of the house.
Yep. We got the paint, and we actually got everything we needed to finish the outside of the house. Minus like the deck railing or anything like that, but we have enough siding, we got enough paint, we got the deck boards, everything to do the outside of the house. Let's
So
see.
that day we just unloaded, and by the time everything was unloaded, Gage was too tired, and so we just went home that day.
Yeah, I
We
was
didn't get
so
wasted.
tired. But we did come back the next day, and I started on the back deck, which if you've been watching the series of the house, you know I've ripped the back deck partially off before.
All but like 5 boards.
Yeah, all but 5 boards. And we just went onto the inside instead of finishing the deck, so I had to go back through and rip all the nails out that wouldn't come out with
Well,
the
that's my
boards.
job.
Yeah, that's Ally's job. But I also had to rip the boards up, and these boards were nailed in with these spiral nails and sometimes screws, but the screws are so sunken in the wood that you couldn't like get them out. So you just had to pull these boards up, and it's a task getting these boards pulled up. So I got all the boards down, and I got them all screwed in, and it turned out to look great. And on the way home, we ran into a turtle.
It was trying to cross there's like 2 lanes and then like a big median and then 2 lanes. So it was trying to cross all the way across that. And so we had to turn around and go save him because he was only in the first lane over here.
Yeah, he had a long ways to go because we live on a highway.
Yeah.
And it's not like super busy
It is
highway,
busy for a
but
turtle.
it's busy for this little slow turtle. But I picked him up and he was ready to go. He was like running, and I don't even know where he was going because there's no water or anything over there. But he wanted to cross that road, so I put him on the other side of the road. As soon as I set him down, he took off. And yeah,
Fast for a turtle.
fast for a turtle. And then the next day we come, and I started on the trim. So on the corners of the house, I put like a 1x4 piece of wood to trim out the edges, and that way the siding can run up to it. And so I got that done. I also had to replace the siding or the trim that we already put around one of the doors because we didn't bring it all the way to the bottom of the deck. And so I did have to do that, but that wasn't hard. And so yeah, we're ready for siding and we're ready to paint. And I actually have somebody coming to help me with that because it's going to be a big task to get the whole house siding and painted.
Yeah.
And so that will probably be in next week's video. I wanted to get it done this week, but it was just not going to work.
It was raining. And
Yeah, it rained, and it's actually supposed to rain next week too. So I'm hoping we can get a few days to get that part done.
Yeah. Okay, and then the next day, my family came up and we went to one of our favorite places around here. It's called the Cookie Jar Cafe. And not only do they have good food, out back they have like a petting zoo, and they have goats and sheep and a pig. And this time we got to do something that I've never got to do before. And they had the little cows where you could pet them. And if you don't know this, cows are my favorite animal, and I've always wanted to pet one, and I finally got to pet 2 in one day.
Yeah, because usually when we go, these cows will not get near us.
Yeah,
but,
they will not come anywhere near the fence.
But we figured out that they like the leaves on this tree that's nearby, and they were real close to the fence, so I went and pulled some leaves off a tree, and we got them to come up to the fence, and yeah, it was pretty cool.
It was so awesome. Then yesterday, we woke up, and I don't really know if we plan to go to the house or not, but we just need to work at our house. And
well, I would like to went to the house yesterday, but we decided to sleep till 1 o'clock. So we slept all day yesterday.
accidentally.
And so we had some stuff around here to do this, and so we just did that. And I decided to install our dishwasher that we've had for 2 months and have yet installed. And I would not have done it if I knew it was going to be this big of a job. So to begin with, the pipe underneath leaked. And so that was the first priority, to fix that in order to be able to get the new dishwasher put in. And so I got that fixed. I already had the parts to get that. And so then I got that undone. We pulled the dishwasher out, and it was so nasty underneath, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know what all was under there.
I don't know what. I mean, this is an old house, and we haven't done anything to it yet. We're gonna remodel it after we get finished with our other house. But this was just disgusting underneath. And there was all this white stuff, and so Aly vacuumed that out. And then I realized that all the stuff I needed for this dishwasher doesn't just come with it.
What the heck?
Yeah. Oh, so I needed a power supply and also a hose, because the old hose, that was not the right hose for it. I don't know what was going on, but it was an awful. And like I said, look, I dropped the pencil. Like I said, we live a long ways out in the middle of nowhere, so it's not just running to the store.
That's like an hour ordeal.
Yeah. Luckily, there's this gas station right down the road, or right pretty much in front of our house, and they actually had some parts that I got to fix it, except for the power supply, which I didn't know that we needed the cord off the other one. And so I just took my, wire cutters, and I just cut the cord. If I didn't do that, I would have been able to take that cord and use it for the new dishwasher.
But we didn't know. We hadn't even opened the new dishwasher yet.
Yeah, I figured that it come with new hoses and also come with like the power supply cord, but it doesn't. And so what I had to do is take a old power strip, and I cut it and ended up wiring a plug into it, which is probably not the safest ordeal. But it's just temporary until we can get a new power supply.
Until we make the voyage to town.
Yeah. And while I was doing that, our cat decided he was going to be bad.
Yeah, well, both of them were being bad, but I only filmed one of them. So the cats are trying to get over here and all this mess and bother us. So I built a barrier, and they keep finding ways to break through. Well, Mr. Houdini here got inside the box, and he's just gonna walk out right here and come around and start bothering me. You slick, Tommy. You slick. So I didn't want them in there because I don't want them under the cabinets and all the stuff in there. So I was like putting up barriers, like the box that the dishwasher came in, I had blocking it. Well, they figured out how to get through, and then just like 5 or 6 times I had to make new barriers, and they kept figuring out how to get through. Oh, Tommy outsmarted me again. Here he is.
Yeah, these cats, I swear they do nothing all day but sleep. But as soon as I start getting into something, they will come and just try to get into it, and they'll yell, and oh my goodness, they're crazy. They're crazy.
Yeah.
All right, let's power her on.
All right, it just started making some noise. Look at the mess we made. Oh my goodness.
So next week, we hope to get the siding on and get it painted, but we might not be able to do that because of the rain. So either way, next week we are going to work on the house. I don't really know what else we're going to do, but we're going to film everything. And that's the good thing about this format, is we don't just have to film the house. Like,
Yeah.
we go out and do things. We don't just work on the house. So we plan on, filming everything that we do, and show y'all what we do in a week. We don't just work on the house, and I mean, that's a big part of what we do, but we do other things, so.
Yeah.
So our camera just turned off. I don't know what's going on, but that's gonna be it for this week's video. Like I said, hopefully next week we'll work on siding and paint. But if you like this video, make sure you subscribe.
and give us a big thumbs up.
Yeah.
And make sure you follow us over on Instagram at Gage and Aly. We post updates over there pretty much every week.
Yeah. And yeah, that's gonna be it. So we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
There's our ride.
Do something cool.
Like what?
I don't know. Let's do ninja.
My butt crack came out.